I've had trouble sleeping since I was 15. My mind wouldn't shut off. At bedtime, I'd toss and turn for about 3 or 4 hours before finally getting tired enough to sleep. Back then, I make up stories in my head, imagining things I wanted to happen to me, until I eventually fell asleep. As I grew older, I accepted that I was someone who struggled with sleep, so I chose a job that fit this pattern. I started working after midnight when everyone else was asleep, and keep going until dawn. Seeing the sunrise gave me a sense of calm and security, making it easier to fall asleep. I always thought I was just naturally a night owl, someone born to be an insomniac. I even looked up books that explain how your body temperature drops when you're ready to sleep and rises in the morning to wake you up. But my body temperature stayed high at night. So I tried all sorts of things like turning the AC really cold or taking hot baths. Hot baths helped because after soaking, my body would cool down, making it easier to sleep. Recently, I realized my insomnia was actually because I was afraid of the dark. I was scared to sleep with the lights off, like a child who feels unsafe and can't close their eyes. Admitting this felt too embarrassing, so I preferred to call myself a night owl. I found out my fear of closing my eye in the dark goes back to when I was very young. I wanted my parents to stay with me at night, to hold me or tell me stories until I fell asleep. The fear of not knowing if it was safe after the lights were off never went away. My parents were busy and thought I should be independent and sleep alone. They found other ways to comfort me, like playing audiobooks or symphonies, hoping I also develop a taste for music. But I just wanted them to hold me. So I learned to face the night with fear and strength, distracting myself with stories to avoid the fear. I learned from childhood that no one would protect me. Darkness, loneliness, and fear had to be faced alone. I pushed through, but even as an adult, I never learned to face the dark. I avoided sleeping in darkness, convinced I wouldn't be protected. This fear was immense, yet unnoticed. When I couldn't close my eyes, I felt like a child again, needing a touch, a hug, or companionship to feel safe. I saw doctors for my insomnia and tried various sleeping pills, from the strongest to the mildest. I hate how they felt, like being forcibly shut down when I wasn't ready. It didn't feel natural. I tried many other methods: meditation, white noise, buying good mattresses and pillows. I found I needed to hug a pillow, like being held. I had to clasp my hands tightly, like someone holding them. It might look odd, but it's comforting. And then my next task is my mind. It was still noisy and restless. In the beginning, meditating wasn't effective. I couldn't calm down even for 10 minutes. Now, 30 minutes of guided meditation feel insufficient. I listen to it every night, sometimes falling asleep to rain or thunder sounds. Recently, I discovered brown noise, which sounds like an engine. It reminds me of the old air conditioner in my childhood room, whose loud engine sound was comforting and familiar. I thought my insomnia was incurable, but after 2 to 3 years of trying, things have changed. I still stay up late until I'm exhausted, but I'm no longer afraid of the dark. I keep a small light on, like a moon in my room. And when my mind races, I tell myself to pause, focusing on the present with meditation and suitable white noise, sometimes falling asleep instantly. I can't say this method works for everyone, nor am I sure if it's what helped me sleep better. But being able to sleep well makes me grateful, and I no longer need sleeping pills. Sleeping alone isn't as terrifying now. Well, I still feel scared when staying in hotels. At least in my room, I feel safe enough. This is my first video, so it may be a bit disorganized. I'm not here to teach anyone how to handle insomnia, nor to blame my parents for not staying with me as a child. I just want to record my life and thoughts. I used to keep a blog, and maybe this is a new way to do it. I remember that whenever I felt helpless or upset, I would turn to books or articles to help me understand that what I was going through was normal and just part of the process. Maybe looking back, it might be useful. Good night.